Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Pinstripes Sports Network. On today's episode, we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite uniforms in sports. I really hope you enjoy it, so everybody go around and say your name in order.
What's good, Luke?
What's up, Trevor? Greg?
Do you guys want to talk about jerseys first, or do you want to get into just a little bit of news and whatnot, and then get into jerseys? We can do it either way.
Let's do the news first.
Yeah, I was about to say probably save jerseys for last.
I agree. All right, so big news this week. Bruce Arians stepping down as head coach of the Buccaneers. Todd Bowles will be the new head coach. I think that's fine, really.
I think it's good.
I don't feel like coaching has a ton, other than like scheme. I don't feel like coaching has a ton to do with like the way, like how well a team does. Obviously scheme matters, right? But assuming that Todd Bowles, being an assistant under Bruce Arians, is going to probably run the same exact scheme that he would in most scenarios, I assume that there's not going to be a lot of difference, right? That's my take on it, is that it wouldn't make a lot of difference.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying Arians is a bad coach, but for 3 years before Brady came in, he was 7-9, 8-8, 7-8-1, and he had a few good years before that. So, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but I'm saying Brady kind of revived his career, and so I feel like he could do that with Todd Bowles, who maybe is not as good as a coach, because I know he had a rough going in his previous jobs, but I feel like Tom can kind of help carry the offense, and Bowles is a good defensive coordinator, as we've seen. So he can run the defense and then take advice from Arians and Brady for that offense and just keep it rolling.
Yeah. Because Arians is still involved in the organization. It's not like he's left outright. He'll still be a mentor to Bowles in some ways, I'm sure. He'll still be a voice in that system.
And they still got Leftwich, so basically the team stays the exact same, except Arians is in a higher role now.
Yeah, essentially. And players, personnel wise, I don't think that they're much different unless Gronk ends up leaving.
Yeah.
Because he's talked about retirement. We don't know, really. He's not confirmed or denied. So,
yeah.
I think Todd Bowles is a great head coach, especially because he took that time off. So if you look at his stats, his best season with the Jets was that 2015 season. They were 4th in offense and 15 in defense. But after that, they kind of trailed off to kind of like one of the bottoms of the league. But the difference is when he went to Tampa, the defense was 4th, 8th, and 5th in yards allowed. So that's insane. So he's a defensive coach to begin with. And so when he was working with the Jets, he had one good season, then it trailed off to where he was kind of bottom of the pack. But that defense was still better than the talent he had. And so then he goes to Tampa Bay and then turns that defense into a top 5 out of 2 out of 3 years, and then top 10 all 3. I don't see how it doesn't work, because he was a good coach before that. It's the Jets that were the problem when he was with that organization.
Yeah, I think it was the Jets. It seems like that he's a good hire, really. And situationally, there's a conversation to be had. I don't know enough about the scenarios and whatnot to be able to be the one to have it, but to say the minimum on it, that the Buccaneers got around having to deal with the Rooney Rule by by Bruce Arians leaving after, I think it was March 1st. There may have been a different date. I believe that the date was March 1st that he is the deadline for when the Rooney Rule basically is well, you can just hire one of your own guys and you don't have to deal with all the proceedings of it. And obviously they did hire a minority coach, so it's not avoiding that, but it's avoiding the whole process of having to deal with all of the red tape of NFL hirings by doing that. And not to say that Arians has been aware that he was going to end up leaving all this time, but it's interesting that was a choice that they made.
It's always a huge plus when you hire from within, though, because any organization, any business, you want to hire from within because you already know the culture, you know who's there. It's just you're just stepping up. You have new rules, you got new responsibilities. So I think
Right.
this is probably the best case scenario, especially because what's his name again? What's their last head coach? Bruce? Because Bruce is just stepping
Bruce
up in the
Arians.
organization. And so he'll still be around. He'll still be in the building. His influence will still be there and still give wisdom and guidance when needed. So if anything, it makes him better because Todd Bowles is a younger dude. So he can have more energy.
How old is he?
And then you got Tom Brady, so you don't even need not off the top of my head, I think he's like 50s. I think he's in his 50s.
Probably, yeah, like low 50s.
But Tom Brady could coach the offense himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could. They really don't need an OC in that system.
Yeah, like
Not
the clip
really.
of Brady handing the ball or like doing a play action, and he tells Leonard Fournette what defense they're running just based off like 1 second of seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Brady himself is just insane. He could coach that whole offense by himself.
Yeah.
But like
that's huge.
Yeah, obviously Tampa has a lot of trust in Bowles because they signed him for 5 years, which is well past when Brady will be there. So obviously they got a lot of trust in him and think that he can run the team for the foreseeable future.
I mean, and they have a good team. I mean, we all know this, but they have a good team around Brady, obviously. I mean, that's been like the whole, conversation is just how good that team is. And a lot of the good players that they have on that defense, especially, are young guys that are very good. I mean, Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea. No, yeah, Vita Vea.
Yeah, Antoine Winfield, both the receivers.
Right. What's the linebacker? The middle linebacker. The
really Levante David and Devin White.
Devin White was who I was thinking of, not Levante David, but they are both really, really good.
They're good.
Yeah, like they just have a really good, not old team on defense, and so like realistically, they just kind of when Brady retires, I just expect kind of a reload. Like it's just gonna get a new quarterback that's got a little bit of experience behind him. He doesn't have to be great. You don't have to have the best quarterback in the league to make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We saw that with Jared Goff and the Rams.
Topics here. This will be one of like the overall draft pick that a Tom Brady team has. It'll be kind of like it'll be on the better side because they lost in the first round of the playoffs. So like they have the like ability if they wanted to. If one of these quarterbacks, what's considered the top tier quarterback in this draft class, flips to the second round, I mean they could snatch one.
I could easily see them draft a guy to hold behind Brady because Brady's the kind of guy that you want mentoring young QBs.
I don't know if they do it that soon though, because they took I'm not saying he's the guy, but they took Kyle Trask last year, so they might have a vision with him. So I don't know if it'd come this year, maybe like next year. If they don't really see something in Kyle Trask, they'll take somebody. But I feel like they might.
Dude, I forgot Kyle Trask even existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think honestly, there's so many like good quarterbacks in this draft. We don't know. I mean, like honestly, I genuinely am not sure if any of them stand out to me as just automatic studs, right? Like I don't know
two
that
to me that are different. I have a really good feeling about two, and I think the rest of them are pretty mid.
I like Pickett. I think Malik Willis looks decent from what I've seen. I don't know if he's anything special, but like he's looked decent. He looks like a nice guy. He could probably be a good quarterback or a good leader, but I don't know about talent-wise. Just like from what I've seen, looks pretty decent.
It's that, and it's just like I don't know at what level I see any of these guys being able to get to. I don't know if any of them are like Pro Bowl in the first 5 years level guys, right?
Oh,
like,
that's egregious.
No, I'm saying that is, it's a lot. But what I'm saying is like maybe there's 2, maybe 3, but like the league is stacked at quarterback. Like there's guys who are probably starting caliber quarterbacks 3 to 5 years ago that can't get a job. Like not they were then, but like I'm saying, like if you take them now and teleport them in time back 5 years, then they would get a starting job easily.
See, I'm surprised like Mitch and Mariota got jobs this year because I think they deserve a second chance, truthfully. But like,
but like there's guys that are better.
Yeah, there's
Like
a lot of
Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, now the backup in Miami. He's better than, in my opinion, is better than Marcus Mariota,
from what we've seen. Yeah.
realistically. Yeah. Same with Mitch. From what we've seen, I would rather have Teddy.
Yeah.
So like and there's other guys like Teddy that are sitting as second tier guys in, they're sitting on pretty good teams. They might get a ring out of it. Like they're just, the backup, which is really crazy because like they're starting caliber guys, realistically, to me at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so the quarterback depth is it's so deep that I don't know how many young guys. You have to be a really, really standout young quarterback for me to be like, that's the guy who's gonna bring this team into the future, right? He's gonna be their quarterback for the next 10 years. Because there's not a lot of those openings, for one,
I
and for
think you're
two.
ignoring the value of a rookie contract, dude, because that's a deep
Yeah,
discount
that's
for a
definitely
quarterback.
true. Is the contract is a big deal, but
Yeah.
the talent level difference between like the 25-year-old quarterbacks right now and what are going to be coming in as rookies, and like, rookies, sophomore, and like third year guys, like there's a big difference between like the Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, uh, like that draft class era, like Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson, all of those guys who were drafted those couple of years, versus the guys that are coming in now. It's like those were stacked draft classes versus now
Yeah.
it doesn't
I
feel
mean,
that
no
way.
one would argue with you that this is not a very deep draft class.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I
But
mean,
I
that's a
mean,
very fair point.
so I just
There's
don't
some mock
know.
drafts with the first quarterback going 20. I think it was Joel Klatt. He had Kenny Pickett going first, and I'm not a fan of Kenny Pickett at all. I think he's going to be so mid, it's going to be laughable. But that not being the point, they had him going like 20 to the Steelers or something. I can't exactly recall. And then he only had another quarterback. He only had one other quarterback, and he was the 32nd pick.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's analysts that agree with you, bro.
Just to add
I
on
mean,
Brecken's take, kind of, nowadays quarterbacks don't really get that big of a chance anymore because of how like loaded the quarterbacks have been lately. If you don't show potential within like 2 or 3 years, you're out. Like Josh
like
Rosen only got
I was
one
gonna say
year
Josh Rosen.
gone, and then Mitch, he only had 3-4 years gone. Mariota and Jameis. Jameis kind of got another shot, but
Jameis got some
Mariota,
time,
yeah,
and he's
Mariota rookie
like,
deal over, gone. Sam Darnold gone. It's just if you don't
Why
show
would
the
you give a
potential,
dude a second contract if he doesn't show it on the first one, though?
and there's
That's
even guys. I
fair to
mean,
do.
but there's guys
Josh
that are getting
Rosen's one
cut
was
down.
crazy.
There's guys that are getting cut down after a season, not even a whole contract. Like Gardner Minshew, dude was pretty good as a rookie, and still didn't get a chance a second year. Got
carried a
immediately traded.
lackluster Jaguars.
And I mean, carried being he got them like 4 wins, I think. But like
Yeah, but that's a lot for that
he was,
team.
yeah, and was like making that offense look pretty viable with like
Would
the
you
only
tell me
major
you would
weapons
rather have
be.
Gardner Minshew than Trevor Lawrence? Is that what you're trying to argue right now? They
No, but
shouldn't
what
have
I'm
drafted
saying,
Trevor Lawrence
no,
because they had Gardner Minshew.
No,
I'm
That's
not
what
he's
I'm
saying
saying
that at
like on
saying.
a
all.
different
That's your
team.
point.
I'm saying no. I'm saying that he's a starting caliber quarterback on a lot of teams. Not a lot of
Over
teams,
who?
but
Name him.
there
Go ahead,
are
name
an
him.
amount of teams that he could start on and
I'll wait.
be
Tell me.
better.
Who?
I would start him in Atlanta over Mariota. I would start him over whoever is starting in Carolina. I would start him in Seattle. I would start him in Pittsburgh. I would start him in Chicago, probably. Still currently. Justin Fields is good, but I don't know. We'll give him time. I don't know.
I don't want to. I don't want to argue with that right
Dude,
now.
you backpedaled on both your takes. You said that we need to give these quarterbacks time because we mentioned Gardner and Josh Rosen. Then you throw out Fields, and then you got
I
Marcus
just
on
forgot
the,
about Justin
and then
Fields.
Mitch.
Frankly, I forgot about Justin Fields while I said that. And Mitch, I don't. Mitch had his time, and he was not good. I mean, he was good occasionally for like one game a year, 1 to 3 games a year. For 4 years, he was a viable quarterback.
I agree with
I don't know,
probably
dude. Huge
Panthers,
question mark around him.
Seahawks, and maybe Falcons. Like, I'd have him compete with Mariota. I think Mitch deserves another shot. If you did bring him into Pittsburgh, I'd see him competing with Mitch. But like
But like
Falcons,
there
Steelers, I
are
say,
jobs, is my point.
yeah,
Is there are places where I could see him being the guy, and deserving that chance, frankly.
yeah.
Like
Does anyone
maybe
know
you
off the top of their head what pick Atlanta has?
I think
Isn't it?
it's
It's top 10. I'm pretty sure. It's like
I
8,
actually
maybe.
in my head they don't have a pick for some reason. I
Well,
feel like
if
they
you
might have traded it.
remember, when they drafted Lamar, the Ravens signed RG3, and so the
They
transition went
signed
from
him
Joe
the year
Flacco.
afterwards.
Yeah, it was the year after when they got rid of Flacco.
I thought they drafted Lamar and RG3. They came in at the same time.
Actually, you're
Not
right.
unless was
He's
he?
right.
Oh,
Because
okay.
RG3, the year that they were transferring from Lamar, they did have RG3 in a couple of
Oh
games.
yeah, because
Not
we
like
talked about
he
this.
never he didn't start, but he got some
He
transitional
was the
games.
backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the backup all
But
around.
anyways, the point being
He
is
was
I
a
think
great
they're going to
backup.
transition from Matt Ryan. But listen, I think it's going to happen again. I think because they went from Matt Ryan, who's a stationary pocket passer dude, and then they went to Marcus Mariota, who's a very, very
He's
mobile
different.
dude.
Very different.
I think they're going to try to draft Malik Willis with their first pick if they got one where they can do that, because he fits that mold more than any other of these
Yeah, they have
quarterbacks.
number 8.
That's
They
the
have
only
number
thing
8.
I can see happening.
I mean, I think that that's a possibility.
I would see it happening.
I mean, I like Malik Willis. I think he's probably number 1 for me
Same.
in this class.
I think he's a
But I
stud.
mean, it's tight though at the top. But I mean, it's between a couple guys, but
Bro, you want to hear some blasphemy? I think Sam Howell's the second. I think it goes Malik 1 by far. And then a few tiers lower, you got Sam Howell. And then like
The
Kasich
UNC
at 19
love.
hours just kissing, making out over there doing nothing.
yeah, I have Kenny Pickett at 2.
I probably
I
have.
think he's so.
I think I got Pickett at 1, and then Howe and Willis are really competing for 2. But it's very close between those 3. I feel like.
It is.
I think if you took the arm off of Matt Stafford, you'd have Kenny Pickett. I think he's so
It's just
limited.
bad
I don't
tendencies.
think he's going to be good.
Doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere else with this. So let's go ahead and transfer into our top 5 jerseys here. All right, we ready, boys?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start us off here. My first honorable mention is the Penguins light blue Winter Classics. They're beautiful, dude. Like, it's just, I love a hockey jersey. I was tempted to have a lot more hockey jerseys on my list than I do, but these are pretty. And I am biased because I am a Penguins fan, but these are beautiful. Like,
Dude,
I
not
mean,
to
and my
interrupt you
favorite
too hard,
what's
but
up?
any sport with a helmet just increases the drip potential. Because helmets go so hard. You
That's
can have
true.
some really baller helmets.
Yeah,
That's
you got
why
a
I
cool
was so
helmet.
tempted
That's
to
why
put
Most of
only
the time, you got a
football.
cool unit.
There's a couple really cool helmets in the NHL that I really like, but there's something about just a beautiful jersey that it doesn't matter what helmet you got with it sometimes. Like, this is an ugly helmet, just a black helmet, or maybe it's navy blue. I think it's black. But it just looks so good.
I like
Like the
that
white
color,
shoulder
like on
pads.
a lot of them.
Yeah, that color makes a lot of appearances on our lists. It's just nice. And it
Mm-hmm.
The
complements
icy
with the
blue.
navy so well. Yeah,
Yeah.
the icy blue, sky blue. It's so good.
Oh, it's my favorite
Um,
color.
It's mine too.
it's up there for me.
Yeah.
Who
I'll go next.
you want to hit next, Luke?
Yeah. So back in the day, college basketball, UNC 1983, back when Jordan was playing, their home jerseys, just the white with the, like what we were just talking about, the icy blue on the sides. And then you got the old 80 socks with the 2 lines on them, the 2 icy blue lines. It's just clean. It's so simplistic. It's just like light, appealing colors straight on the eye.
Yeah,
And then you got the best basketball player of all time wearing it. Increase in drip.
for sure. I concur. I think that that's a really good jersey.
It's beautiful.
I also really like the font on it. I don't
Mhm.
know what
Yeah.
it is about that font, but I really like the font on that jersey.
And they change it up. I know like college kind of does this a lot, but like in the NBA, you don't really see like city number city. Like that's like an odd order to put it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's not a lot of two-part namers,
Yeah.
like North Carolina. There's
Yeah,
not a
like there's
lot of
like
that.
Sacramento, Atlanta, like stuff like that. So like
Like
the fact that
there's
we
New
see the
York, but
yeah,
but that would
you know,
look weird if it was New York.
exactly.
So yeah, I definitely think that that's a pretty solid one, frankly. Greg, you want to hit us with your honorable mention? One of yours?
Just only one of them.
Yeah, just
My
Yeah.
one.
first
You will.
honorable mention was the New Orleans Breakers from the USFL. I like the
It's so
Blues.
funny.
Like the thing about the Blues though is that they don't clash, and like they're different shades of blue, and but they're still unique. And then you got the stripe going down the pants, and it's
And it's also a
good looking.
really
And then
nice
the
helmet.
oh my God, the helmet's clean, dude. The wave,
I'm
and it's
generally
not
not a
that
fan of
big.
a white helmet.
Yeah,
Like almost exclusively, I'm not a fan of a white helmet. However,
yeah,
this does it for me.
yeah.
This
Mhm.
is good.
No, for sure. I like because I think like the Vikings and then the Rams have really cool helmets because like it's ingrained, like it's a part of, it's not just their logo, it's a part of their like what they are,
Culture.
like
It's a
their
part of the
mascots and
uniform.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
Eagles,
it's like
and
the
so
old
does
Eagles.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
and
I
so you
love
got
the
that
old Eagle.
included in there, and that's always fresh. It's always fresh.
Yeah, for sure.
You see that they're bringing back the green ones, the dark
The
green.
Kelly
Yeah, they
Green.
said that
Dark
they're
green.
bringing back
Yeah,
the
the
Kellys.
Kelly green.
Yeah,
Is it next
That's
season or the
hard.
season after though?
I think it's this
I seen
season.
somewhere it was 2023.
Oh, maybe. I may have
That
got that
Either
would
wrong.
that'd
I'm
way.
be
not sure.
next season.
Either way, I can't wait. I hope the Seahawks
Season
bring back
after.
their old school jerseys. Those are nice.
Trev,
The
you want to
Matt
hit us with an honorable
Hasselback
mention?
ones.
Yeah, my honorable mention was just like the Vikings. It's called Primetime Purple, but like their normal home with the yellow accents. I don't know what it is.
The
I just really
With
like
the
it.
purple on purple specifically, like purple jersey, purple pants combo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very
I
appealing to have like same color.
and it doesn't have. I think I'm not certain about this, but I think that the jerseys are different than their regular home jerseys in that they
Yeah,
don't have white outlining on them.
and then also, aren't you talking about the ones with the yellow numbers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's
Do they
a little
normally
bit.
have white numbers? I can't actually. I'm not actually sure off the top of my head.
99% sure they usually have white numbers.
Yeah, it usually
Uh,
does. And then
yeah,
like their back numbers have some form of gold on it or
Yeah,
yellow.
yeah, they
yeah,
do.
it's
And their
nice. It's
the
very
side
appealing.
striping is white. So I think that it just makes it pop more having the yellow as opposed to the white. It
Yeah,
really
everybody
pops
does
off the
white.
purple.
Hmm.
I think it looks
I'm not
great.
gonna lie to you fellows. Out of all of these uniforms we picked, this one's my least favorite, and it's by like a mile. I
Interesting.
think these jerseys kind of suck, low key.
Oh,
I I disagree.
I don't
I,
think
I
I
they're
think
like
this is
the
terrible.
very good.
Vikings.
They're like compared to other color rush jerseys, I have them lower on the list, but like they're still nicer than a
Right.
lot of teams' home jerseys or away jerseys. Like it's a very nice, vibrant jersey for me. It pops. It's very appealing to the eyes.
Yeah, I agree. Um, my second honorable mention is the White Hot Heat jerseys from
That one's a good one.
the LeBron Miami days.
Yeah,
They're so good. Like
I love
they're
them.
Dude, they're
one of
so
the
fresh.
best, genuinely one of the best NBA jerseys of all time. And
It's
it's
very
so
simplistic.
simple.
Yeah, I was about to say it's so
It's
simplistic. It just
just a
works.
white jersey with black line work. That's it. And it looks
Mhm.
But
awesome.
the heat on the tee, bro, the heat on the tee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the little thingy,
Like they had
that's cool.
the black
They're so fresh.
versions of these that was just like
Mhm.
the exact opposite that were also really clean,
I
but they
like the
weren't
black
as
just
good
a
as
little bit
this.
more. I like the black just a little
Oh,
bit more.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love the white.
it's
I
very clean.
like there's a few jerseys like this that have done it for me. There was a Memphis Grizzlies jersey, I think it was 2017 It may have been the first year of City Edition jerseys, or it may have been a little before that, where it was just a white
Mhm.
jersey, and it was a Martin Luther King jersey, is what they called it. And it literally just said Memphis, and it had a little font around it, and it was black and white, and it was great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of my. I mean,
I don't know.
we're gonna get into Memphis later, but they've got
Yeah.
some of the best jerseys in all of sports.
I
I
think
feel
if
like
if
you can't
we
go wrong with black and white.
no,
I,
dude, it's
I
hard.
completely agree.
Yeah.
But we can't ignore
Uh,
how cool like the white hot heat were. Like just the people wearing it and
Yeah.
oh
the
yeah,
mystique around that
that's
team.
it's
That
Yeah.
also a really
builds that
sick
helps it
like
so much.
it's a really sick
Like just
like
everything around it.
branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
No, it's
genius.
hot. It's fire.
And
Love
it's
it.
one of the original big threes. Like I know like back in the day we had like Jordan and Pippen and Rodman, but that didn't really start the movement of big threes. But then LeBron goes to Miami, and ever since then the NBA is kind of like revolutionized. So you got those three big players wearing such a
It's
clean, nice jersey. It's so memorable.
the difference
Oh
in
yeah.
the NBA because of it is the talent pool in the NBA is so much higher that there's so many good players that you're capable of getting three guys now.
Yeah.
Like this was the first team that was like able to grab three because of cap space and all that. But
Yeah.
like it's it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And the fact that they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
They realized
Oh yeah.
we've got the three best players in the NBA, not at the time best players, but like the three best players on the same team in any team in a long time,
Yeah.
right? And we're gonna market them like that, and it's
Yeah.
great.
Keto.
All right.
Luke, what
Going
do you
on to
got for your second honorable mention
my
there?
second honorable mention. I got to show love to my boys. It's very classic. It's very simple. It's like an old school jersey and a new day. It's the Bears regular home jerseys, just the navy jersey on the white pants. It's just, it gives you old school vibes because it's kind of what the Bears have always worn for like decades. But like at the same time, it's got just enough modernism in it to make it clean.
See, my my difference with this is that I don't even think it's the Bears' best jersey.
Ah,
I
What's the best?
like I
I mean,
like the blue ones with I don't know what the name is, Luke. I'm sure you know what it is.
with the orange
But
letters.
with the helmet that has the
Yeah,
orange striping down the back.
that's our alternate throwback right now.
Okay, I love that jersey. If I'm gonna watch a Bears game, they better be wearing it. I'm not gonna
It
watch a lot of Bears games, but if I watch one, I hope they're wearing that.
I was
I don't
very
know, dude.
opposed to that jersey when it first came out, but it grew on me. But I just love the old school Bears ones, especially when they used to wear back in the day. I know they don't really anymore, but they wore the like orange lined socks. Those were cool, and they don't do it as much anymore. But it was still, it's just
Yeah.
part of the uni.
They look like traffic cones when they wear those.
The new ones that you're talking about, the alternate throwbacks.
But we're
Yeah,
Oh,
I see
yeah.
why. It's like their old 1920s uniform.
Greg, what's your secondary honorable mention there?
it was the U.S. men's national teams one. I like it a lot. The reasons I like it, I like sports
The
with
soccer
shorts
one specifically.
because I
Yeah,
love to wear
soccer.
shorts, dude. What do you mean U.S. men's national team, bro? What else would it be?
U.S. men's national
Oh,
soccer
I guess it
team
could be
because
hockey.
it could be like it could be a different sport,
Yeah.
but
Oh, it's
yeah,
those.
it's
Because the picture
yeah.
of Christian Pulisic wearing them, dude. I don't know if that's the one you're going to include on the YouTube vid, but he's so handsome, bro. And you got shorts. I love to wear shorts. I don't wear pants. You're hard pressed to find me with pants in winter, bro. Even then. And then I like the stripes because they're like modern and they're flashy, dude, but not too much because it's a dark navy with the red, so it's still classic. And then the patches, the USA patch on the tip, bro, it's like Chef
It's
Gordini, bro.
really
It's
nice.
crazy. It is cool.
There's some really good soccer jerseys out there. We're gonna talk about a couple of them later, but it's really nice, especially for a national team jersey. I mean, I was tempted to put in the Nigeria jersey from a few years back from the World Cup, um,
Mhm.
the green one, um, the white and green. Um, It's beautiful, and everybody around, everybody loved it at the time. And I thought back on it the other day, but that's kind of the idea that got me back, or that made me think to, be like, hey, do you guys want to do a jersey episode? Um, just because I love that jersey, and it's so good. That's one of the other, like, just thinking of, uh, club or country jerseys.
Yeah.
You know, yeah,
No, dude. Sometimes they suck. Sometimes they're just so bland.
yeah, for
I
real.
used to think soccer was some of the worst jerseys ever, but the older I got, the more they grew on me.
Yeah, they're great.
Hmm
I think they're my favorite. They like have a lot of creative touch to them. I don't
I
really,
think
I
they're
don't
the
know.
easiest to fuck up though, because you
Yeah,
can
they can
really
look
mess up a
stupid. I think
soccer
the Nigeria one kind of looks like you're wearing a sweater. I'm not gonna lie.
jersey.
Yeah, I mean, it could, yeah. Um, Trev, do you have a? I can't remember. Did you have a second honorable mention?
Not a second, no.
Okay. Do you want to start us with number 5, Trev?
Uh, number 5.
Number 5.
Uh, yeah. It's just the normal Juventus home. They've had it for forever. And when I first saw it, I thought it looked stupid, like it looks like a referee. But then it grew on me, and it's kind of just iconic now.
I
That
don't
was
love the
terrible. That
new
was
sponsorship on it. The 4x4
yeah.
part looks weird, or 4xe maybe is what it says. I think it's 4xe.
4 by E with the
But
blue E. Yeah.
I don't like that. Doesn't look good. The Jeep looks fine. The 4xe looks weird.
They've had that brand for so long, it's part of the jersey now.
Right.
It's
But
so
it's
ugly,
like, I
dude.
mean, it's the same with like all of the sponsorships. Like, I see an Arsenal jersey and I know it's going to say United Arab Emirates,
Yeah.
right? And it's like it doesn't bother me that that's there. Same with like any other jersey. Like Tottenham's is going to
Soccer
say
does their
AIA.
branding weird to start with. Like, not a lot of other sports really have like as big of in your face of a branding right at the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
Right, like the branding wise, like soccer jerseys do branding here, logo here, where like, NBA jerseys,
Yeah, they got the
now
logo.
NHL, now MLB are going to be logo branding. Or
Yeah.
sorry,
I think the only redeeming quality about the those jerseys though, is I don't want to just hate on it, is how the collar, how it like feeds into those two stripes. That's the only
that
redeeming
do-
part.
yeah,
That's
that is
cool.
nice. So my number 5 is the 75 through 86 Sunset Astros jerseys with the stripes down the sides, one big star right here, just the white across the
Mm-hmm.
top. They're beautiful. Like they are to me the blueprint of so many jerseys in sports right now. Right? Like the Houston Dynamo and the MLS are copying this format. The Astros are still using this in their alternates. The Utah Jazz are using this. Just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
blocked gradient of a sunset just looks so good on a jersey in almost any sport.
I love the
It's
sunset, and I like the number on the pants. And I don't want to hate on anybody's jerseys because everybody has different taste. But the star just bothers me so bad. Just how it's navy blue, it kind of just stands out. It's ugly to me.
I mean
Like,
It's
that's their
not even that it's
secondary
off
colors. Like
centered.
they wore a blue jersey also at the time.
yeah,
Their other jersey was a blue jersey with like orange and white, I believe.
yeah.
But I
I'm the
get
same.
your point, but I don't know. I think it just kind of brings it together a little bit too.
Yeah,
I
I
like
think
the
it'd be
colors a
cooler
lot
if
of the
it had no
stripes.
outline.
if it had no
I think it's
outline.
great.
Yeah, if it was just like a blue star, I think it'd be a lot better. Well,
Yeah,
The
it's not
I
orange
gonna have
outline's
agree.
what
it
bothers you on it.
centered, kind of. That's the only thing that really bums me out though. I like the
Yeah, the
chest.
jersey overall is very clean. Just the star kind of gets to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, Luke, what do you have at number 5?
All right, my number 5, back again with the throwbacks. I'm a big fan of pinstripe NBA jerseys, so I'm going with the Bulls jerseys. They still wear them to this day, but I like the older style version of them. They're not very different, just the players wearing them. It's more nostalgic to me. But the Bulls pinstripe, when it was all black jerseys with red pinstripes, it reminds me of Jordan. It reminds me of Pippen. It reminds me of winning 6 titles, 2 three-peats. It's very nostalgic, and like just the pinstripes themselves is such an iconic staple of like 90s basketball to me.
I agree.
Yeah, they're hard.
Because I think about 90s basketball. I think about those jerseys. I think about the Pacers jerseys with
Hmm.
the pinstripes. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many teams that used pinstripes during that era, and I hate pinstripes. I think they look terrible
Like on
on,
actual clothes, yes, they're terrible.
or no, on any jersey.
Oh,
I'm talking sports.
Really?
I don't
The
like
most
pinstripes.
iconic
I
sports
get that it's
jersey is the
iconic.
Yankees, and you're gonna argue
I hate
that
the
you don't
Yankees.
like pinstripe?
I'm a Red Sox fan.
Oh, see, there we go. Now we got your we figured
yeah,
out
it's
why.
like you're interesting. Red Sox, Penguins, Ravens.
Yeah, so there's actually a weird logic into how all of my favorite teams have been chosen, and that logic is uh, precisely
Yeah, you should have
that
done that in your intro in the first episode.
whenever I started watching whenever I started watching a given sport, whatever team was good was the team that I became a fan of, and like a lot of them have been really terrible sometimes since then, but
Yeah, I
like
don't think you're still a bandwagon to this day because
no,
obviously
because the
the teams
Ravens
have
have
fallen
been
off.
kind of awful, and
Yeah.
the Red Sox have been kind of awful a
Mhm.
couple of years. Same with the Penguins, and I don't have an NBA team, but yeah,
But
but
yeah,
To go back to the jerseys, if I wore the
all right,
jersey, you would be hard pressed to find me not curb stomping a dude head. It's like those like wearing black Air Forces, bro.
yeah, yeah, it is like wearing black Air Forces. That's a fact.
It's exactly the same.
I
I
don't
think
think so.
any old Bulls jersey is like that.
Oh,
Seriously, dude.
I kind of hear like the whistling, like like the old school basketball where it's like, and they're just like throwing shit over their heads, like they're fucking windmilling that. That's what I
Yeah,
think of. And so like it just makes me think of good old fashioned, but then it also makes me think of like the competitive side of Jordan, like we saw in Last Dance, where like nobody wins besides him because he doesn't want that.
right.
So it reminds me of good times that I wasn't obviously born for, but I've like relived throughout my life and got that nostalgia for. Like I feel that because that's like every time I play as the Bulls in 2K, that's the jerseys I put on. I love the jerseys; they're so clean.
Greg, what you got at number 5?
I have the Washington, the cherry blossoms. The only reason they're so low because it's really cool design. I love it, especially because they have that light pink in there. That's not a color you see a lot in sports, and then it connects to the city. But the only reason they're so low is because they've not been used yet. If they had been used, if we had seen them, I'd probably put them higher. But it's just the fact that they're not
I
out there
really
being used
like
right now.
the tiny detailing of the gray flowers
Hmm.
on the background
Yeah,
because it's not visible. Like if you were at a game watching it, you would just think they were wearing gray jerseys.
Mhm.
But being able to see
right.
that detail like in photos and things of that nature, like or like for even just for the players to be able to see it, I think that's sick. I think that's really cool.
No, it is, bro. And you got to include the hat. The hat's really cool as well.
The hat is cool. Also, the
But
socks are sick. I don't know if you've seen the
and the
socks. The socks are
material,
sick.
the
No,
material
I
looks
just saw
really.
it. It
It
looks
looks like
great.
it
I
feels
love
good.
this thing.
It's brand new. It literally came out, I believe, yesterday. Because
Yeah,
yesterday
Yeah,
the
they just
Washington
dropped.
Wizards and the Washington Nationals both dropped cherry blossom jerseys,
Now
and
the
I
Wizards
actually
Recency
one, I
kind of
think they
bias.
hate the
kind of
Wizards
suck.
one. I
Same. I
agree.
think they're
The Wizards one kind of
terrible.
sucks. It's the blue.
I
The
don't
blue
even get
kills it.
what's going on.
is
The
this
sides
like
look
a
really
jean
funky to
color or
me.
is it gray?
It's a
It's
gray.
gray.
It's gray.
It's hard,
Um,
bro. And then the socks are dope. I like the Washington flag. I think it's one of the best flags out there.
Trev, you want to hit us with number 4?
Yeah, it's the just the Arsenal home. It's the classic colorway with the nice shield. You can't really go wrong with it. They don't really.
It's
I
the
like some
red
of their.
jersey for those of you who are looking.
Yeah.
Luke and Chase.
Yeah.
Um,
They've got a lot of cool third jerseys, but I like the classic look and it looks clean. They make small touches every year, but you can't really change the classic look that they have.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Arsenal's up there with like some of the more like throughout sports in the world. Like nearly everyone in every continent's going to be like, "Oh, that's Arsenal," right? Like you could take off the words and it would still be like, "That's Arsenal."
Which is
Most
why
It's
they
the
don't
same with
recognized.
like
change their home.
right, exactly. It's the same with like the Yankees, the Lakers, the Celtics. Like it's in that tier of teams throughout the world,
Just classics,
in
kind
my
of.
opinion. Exactly. Um, let's see. At number 4, I have. I think Luke. Do you have? I'll let you have the 49ers at number 4 as well.
Yeah.
So I have the 49ers white 94 throwbacks. I think you have the red.
Yeah, I got the 49ers red 94 throwbacks.
I love the numbering on both of these jerseys. I think
Yes.
I was tempted to put both or to put either of them. I decided to go for the white just because I knew that you had already picked the red.
Yeah.
Just because the numbers pop off of these jerseys
Oh, it's
so
beautiful.
well.
The white
It's
is just so white, like on the red ones, and then
it
the red
really
is
is.
so red on the red or the white one. But like even just the black outline of the numbers, like you got that little
It's the
shade back.
blackout. It's the shadow.
Yeah.
It's the shadow that makes them pop off so well that just like I'm sure that you could probably see the numbers on any NFL jersey from the top of the nosebleed to the stadium.
Yes.
Right? But these, I feel like you could see them from a plane.
Yeah.
Like they're just, it just pops off the jersey. It's
And
so visible and it's so classic 49ers.
yeah,
Right?
I was
It's
about to
like
say it gives you
this
that
is
like old feel, but then also with
it
nice
feels
modern day
retouched.
revampation. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like it's been redone and re-energized almost. Is my view of it. I think it might
It's
be the
like a
new gold
minimalist
helmets with
dream.
it.
I like the helmets the most. That's my favorite part, hands down.
I think it's the helmets, like the newer versions of the helmets that make them look so much better than I think they did. Like seeing the pictures of the actual 94 jerseys versus the throwbacks. Like I like the throwbacks way better than the actual jerseys from 94
Yeah.
because I think that the difference is the helmet, really. That
Um,
makes it so much better for me.
I say it's just even the helmet. Yeah, I agree with you on the helmet. It's a lot better, but then at the same time, just the jerseys themselves are so much more vivid, so much more revamped, and maybe that's just because everything back in the '90s had like a old filter on it. But like at the same
Like
time,
it may be camera quality too,
yeah,
really.
but it just doesn't
But
look the same to me. Like now,
yeah,
these are like the real deal of NFL jerseys.
I agree. These look great. Greg, what do you have it for?
I had the Notre Dame pinstripes. I know you really hate pinstripes for some reason, which is an odd choice, but because Notre Dame's so iconic, like a lot like the Yankees, and then they kind of integrate that part because I think they played that game where they wore them in that stadium, and
Yeah.
so it was just cool to see that kind of integrated. It tells a really neat story. They even changed up the helmet for it, and it's matte. I think it's a matte like navy. It just fine.
I don't
Hard,
think
bro.
I would hate these as much as I do. I do hate these. I don't think I would hate them as much as I do if it weren't for the shoulder pad.
I think
The
the shoulder is
shoulder
what makes it
pad,
cool.
the shoulder ruins it for me. If that had been a blue,
Yeah,
if the rest of the sleeve had just been blue, or like if it had been like gold, I would have been fine with it. Wouldn't have bothered me one bit. But the
I
pinstripes on the sleeve makes it look like that they're wearing a set of coveralls underneath the jersey, and like that it's the
well, that's
same
how they
set
do
of
it in
pinstripes that goes all the
baseball.
way up.
They'll change at the sleeve,
Yeah, I mean, but I don't
and
know. It
so that's
just doesn't look
included that.
right with this. It just looks
I
wrong
don't know,
here
maybe not.
to
I love
me.
it.
Like I said, to me. But I don't know. I mean, you guys may think differently, but I don't like it.
I like it. I feel like you can't go wrong with like classic pinstripe. I know it's not basketball, but like at the same time, I feel like basketball pinstripe can't really go wrong with them. And this is an example of a jersey that you can bring outside of basketball and it's still right. Like it still looks clean, still looks nice. Not top five personally, but it's still a nice quality jersey. I feel.
Trev, hit us with number 3.
Number 3 is Arsenal third jersey. It's got like the crazy lightning bolt look with the pinches of red at the top of every little point. I think it just looks crazy and it stands out in the crowd.
It's a good looking jersey. I
I
just
like what they
don't.
did with the red, like the subtle,
The
like
red does
the
make it.
Adidas
It
stripe,
makes it look better.
like the small things, like the Adidas stripes are red, and then it keeps the iconic shield. Um,
it does make it pop more. I don't know. There's something about it that just feels like I'm in an arcade in like the mid
Yeah.
2000s.
No, it does,
I'm
bro. It's the
I'm
exact same
6
color
years
scheme.
old
It is the
and
rows of a
I'm
movie
running
theater.
around an arcade. I think it
Yeah.
might be the way that they've got the I don't know if it's a splatter or if it's like a faded teal inside the lines. I can't tell which it's meant to be, whether it's a splatter or the like some kind of design. I don't know, but I think it might be that makes it look like arcade carpet to me. But it really does.
That's a great comparison, to be honest.
That's the feeling I get from it, at least. It's not bad. I just,
No, it's
I
not.
think it's funny that I
No,
feel
that's the
that.
exact feeling you should get. It's exactly how it looks. It looks like an arcade floor. The only thing it's missing is like popcorn.
Like a roller rink.
No,
I don't
I
want to
see
rip
it.
on Trevor's jerseys too bad because I want to rip on one of his later a lot. So
We're not going to
Hey,
shit
I
on you
like
right now because we're going to shit
my
on you
next
later.
two. I love my next two.
Well, that's
I
why
know
they're
you do.
top two.
So my next one is the Timberwolves Minneapolis St. Paul jersey. It was their first or second city jersey, so like 2018, 2019. Um, it's just baby blue or sky blue, all white, like just a blue jersey with white lettering, and it just says MSP. That's all it says is MSP, Minneapolis St. Paul, and it
Yeah.
looks beautiful. I also love the font that they used for the numbers on these. Um, it's I don't know what it is. I'm a big font fan.
Yeah.
Just because I've done a lot of graphic design work and stuff, and so I've looked at a ton of fonts over the time that I've done stuff. But I love this font, and it looks so good. It's so simple, you know, and that's my favorite thing about a jersey is when it's simple. Now, that's not exactly clear based on some of my list, but there's sometimes simple is done well, and that's great, and sometimes there's got to be a lot going on in a jersey, and it can be great. But
I don't know,
this is
dude. These
just
suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell it as it is. These suck.
you're not a fan of this.
I'm not opposed.
No,
So, like, I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not opposed, though.
no, dude.
I think it's great.
Yeah,
I
you
like the
think the
font.
number font's cool,
I
but
was
it's
about to
so
say, I agree
mid.
with you on the font.
You don't like the
It
colors?
sucks.
Eh.
It's so boring. It's so boring.
But I feel like you can't go wrong with I very much like the Timberwolves jerseys, like almost all of them. And then that one's like I like it, but like I don't love it. But like all except their like green uniforms, I love almost all of them besides those.
I considered putting on here the pink or the purple. Sorry, not pink. The purple Timberwolves jerseys from the year that they did a Prince tribute. Um, a couple years back, whenever Derrick Rose scored 50 in them, that jersey was great. I was tempted between the two of them, and I decided on this one because I didn't want to put two Timberwolves jerseys on my list. But
Yeah.
yeah,
You made the wrong choice.
well, that's I'm okay that you feel that way.
All right.
Uh, hit me, Luke.
I'm doing a last minute switch up. I just
Oh,
like
okay.
I was looking at my list a second ago and I really decided I need to switch 2 and 3. So at 3 now is my Chargers home jerseys, but not just the regular ones. I like the powder blue top with the yellow bottoms. It's just a very beautiful jersey and
It's
they're doing
great.
everything right. It's just like a top 2 football jersey for me right
It's
now.
genuinely one of the best in sports.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, even when
Yeah, I
they
like the
suck,
lightning
easily.
people love
bolts.
those.
I love the
The
thick
yellow
blues.
pants really make the difference to
Yeah.
me. They bring it together because the white pants, it's like, oh, it's just a jersey. It's just a football jersey.
Uh-huh.
It's whatever. I
Yeah.
don't like white pants in the NFL in general.
I think they're
Um,
fine.
I just am not a fan of them. I don't think I don't feel like that they make anything pop.
Yeah.
Like when you have a colored pant, it just makes everything pop more. And this is a perfect example of that.
And something that's so subtle on this, like I know we're talking whole uniform, so that's why I'm throwing in the helmet. Something that's so subtle is I love the numbers on the helmet. It's so old school. It's just like it's
Yeah.
an old feel with a modern uniform. And then the bolt on the leg and the shoulder pads, great. It's just beautiful bolt. And then you got modern day people like Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, Justin Herbert wearing them. It just like adds to the culture. It's going to be like the Chargers jersey from now on. Like that's what people think of when they think of the Chargers. They're not going to think of like Phillip Rivers
For
and
sure.
Antonio Gates. They're going to think of these beautiful jerseys.
Absolutely. Greg, what do you have at number 3?
So for number 3, I got the Shamrock Series Wisconsin uniforms, and there's a few things I'd like to point out about these because depending on
Yeah,
picture you
I'd love to
included,
hear it because they
you want me?
look kind of simple.
Okay, well they are, and that's kind of part of the beauty. But if you look at the helmet and the banner, and it says like onward or forward, it says forward. Okay,
Yep.
and that has that's like their motto. I think it's on Camp Randall, and then on the back it has 6 stars, and that's representative of like some battleship. And then the front, I like the font. We talked how big font can be in a jersey, bro. That font, and then
That's
the
a
red
really
and
good
white
font.
are so clean. It's a killer font, and it just the number like it's just like good. It makes me feel nice.
It's a good jersey. I don't know. It's another one.
My
It's
least
like
favorite part
I think.
about them is they're made by Under Armour.
Well, yeah. I think
Nobody
my
likes that.
opinion of this jersey is the same as your opinion about the Minneapolis St. Paul jerseys, which is just that it's like it's good,
That's
it's
your
simple,
suck.
it's clean, but
It's a
it's like
nice font.
kind of boring.
Yeah, it's a nice font, but it's just mid.
But it has things going on in them. The thing about those jerseys is nothing was happening. They're boring. They're lame, dude. There's no story.
There are things going
But
on.
the helmet
I just
and then the things on the back, it gives you stuff. It gives you
there are
substance.
things going on with the Minneapolis jersey. I just don't know them. I'm not a
Completely
So
shitty
my
jersey
grandma
that
used those
absolutely
as
sucks
Braves.
and should burn.
yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding. Cut that.
Trevor, hit us with number 2.
You got
This
the
is-
Texas A&M Oilers tribute. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, this is great.
I love
This
it.
is
I've
I
never
love
seen it
this.
before.
I had never seen this
I love it, dude.
until you brought it up. I think it's great.
I love it.
So hard.
It takes like
It is.
what we were talking about, like the light blue, and then I mean, the colors just work.
Yeah, somehow the Texas A&M crimson really works with baby blue.
It does, bro. It's so
I
beautiful.
don't I had never I don't feel like I've seen that color combination in my in recent memory. I don't feel like I've seen that color combination. But it
No,
looks
dude, I'm
so
jealous.
good.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Right.
it's weird. It's a weird combination,
Number
like
one.
just off the mind, but like it's beautiful on the jersey.
His number one
yeah.
has to be insane, or I'm gonna clown him for this one not being it.
Oh, I'm gonna clown him for his number 1 too.
Oh shoot,
It's so good.
we're going in.
So my I think my number 2 is the same as some of your guys's, which is the Grizzlies Throwback teal Vancouver jerseys.
The Vancouver
Make me wet.
Grizzlies. The Vancouver Grizzlies. Just everything from the color we've
This
been
is
talking
your
about all
number
day.
2 as well, right,
Yeah.
Luke? And
Yeah, because I
Greg?
switched.
Yeah,
to
they
last
were
time.
my two too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like everything from the
It's
logo
awesome.
to the font to the lining of the jersey to even the color. We've been
To
talking
the
about this color all
weird
day.
to the weird massive logo on the side of the thigh.
I love it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
absolutely love
it's
it.
cool.
It's so weird.
It's a
I don't
beautiful
know who
logo.
did that, but it's great.
I
It's
like it that it's blacked out and it's got the accent marks.
Yeah.
It's so
yeah.
good.
It makes it look like a
there's so
comic
much
book.
simple there's so many simple little additions that have been made to this jersey, and it's like it has so much going on, but somehow it all works perfectly to make one of the best jerseys in any sport ever. And I think that that's
yeah.
pretty well agreed upon throughout, you
Mhm.
know, people who watch sports.
I see that logo
think
and
the
I
most
think to
under-
myself, what are other teams thinking? like that logo is the epitome of all logos. I think if the Chicago Bears could change their logo right now and not get sued by the whole state of Memphis, that should be it. That is
Yeah.
like
State
just
of Memphis.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, no,
How do you-
I would rather see that than
I
the
like
Bears
how
jersey or Bears logo.
Yeah, truthfully,
Every
I
day.
I
like
agree.
how
100%.
on the font that G and S is bigger, and so it kind of looks like
Yes,
E.
and it comes down and
That's
it comes to
probably
a
the most
point.
underrated thing. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, it's so good.
it's like it
I
just
just
comes to a point, and then the
the
subtle
biggest thing to
Vancouver.
me is the trim.
Yeah, the
The
trim.
I
trim
like the trim.
really just makes everything. Also, the fact that they didn't put the trim on one leg,
Hmm.
I love it. I don't know why. I
And
don't
you
know why
can't.
they did
I don't
that,
even know what the
but it
trim
looks good.
is. Yeah, I don't know what the trim is at all. I can't even read that,
I
but
think
it's beautiful.
I believe that it is. This may be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but I believe that it is symbols from the indigenous people of Vancouver.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe,
So
like symbols that were on like the totem poles and things of that
yeah.
nature. I believe,
See,
but I
I
could be wrong about
literally.
that. So people of Vancouver, please don't crucify me. Um,
All our
But
Vancouver listeners.
yeah, all our
all of our
Vancouver.
Vancouver listeners, hey, if you're from Vancouver or if you know somebody from Vancouver, send them this episode and
Yeah, join
let
the
us know
fun.
you're here.
Yeah.
Just comment down below. Tell us you're from Vancouver,
Who,
or tell us
Brecken,
where you're
who am
from
I
anyway.
beside? Who am I
Yeah.
beside?
Comment down
And
below
so
and tell
we'll
us what
put our
state you're
hearts
from.
together.
No, but you're not beside anybody, buddy. Uh, graphics is down there beside you.
But then
I do one of these.
fun fact about
But
this jersey before we move on to number ones. I sent this exact Ja Morant jersey to my mom the day before you guys suggested the jersey episode. My mom was like, "Your birthday's in a few months. What do you want?" And I literally sent her this jersey, the Ja Morant one. I was like, "Buy me this, please."
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. And honestly, John Morant is making it so much better.
He is Derrick
Yes.
Rose
Just by
without the injuries.
being,
Yeah.
no kidding. Like, no hate to Derrick Rose. I love Derrick Rose. But this dude, he's built different.
Yeah. As a
Dude, I'll
Bulls
shit on Derrick Rose. I don't care about him at all.
Oh, I love him as a Bulls fan.
I love
Just
Derrick Rose.
love him with all of my being. But like John Morant reminds me so much of Derrick Rose before the injury. Like what if Derrick Rose didn't end up getting injured? I feel like he would be the John Morant. Like he could have played that his whole career. And John Morant, one of my best takes of all time was saying that John Morant was going to be better than Zion, and still they have their whole career ahead of
I
them.
hated Zion in the
Um,
draft. I hated him.
I didn't hate him, but I just said John Morant was going to be better. I just like I don't even really watch college basketball that much besides March Madness, but like as soon as I watched like highlights of John Morant, I was like, this guy's the next big thing.
Yeah. So,
I think John Morant perfectly epitomizes the South.
Yeah.
Trevor, do you want to hit us with your number one?
Yeah, of course. My number one is the Tottenham third jersey. It's
I am a Tottenham fan, and I despise this jersey.
I love it. It's got
so
like
ugly.
no.
For
It's got
reference,
like the
Luke and Greg, this is the purple and puke green
money
jersey.
green.
That's supposed to be green.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't have the file pulled up in front of me right now because I don't remember my Google password, so I couldn't even log on my
Okay.
laptop.
Well, you can just.
But
Oh,
yeah, I googled it and I was like, good lord!
Yeah.
Like as soon as he said it, I
It's
was
like
like,
half and half purple and green, and it is
Yeah.
disgustingly ugly.
It's terrible.
It's.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
Like,
I love it. It's just
I
crazy enough. Like
I love that you love it, but I absolutely despise it. Like everything
No, it's
about
so
it.
awful. It's terrible.
Yeah, like if
No,
I
Yeah,
saw
it's
bro.
somebody
great.
It's
wearing
nothing
this, I would
redeeming.
if I saw somebody wearing
I
this,
love
I'd
this
assume they're
team.
like a ninja fanboy that plays Fortnite all day, and then
I
like
love
they
this
just don't
team.
need to.
I watch their games. I hate watching the games when they're wearing this jersey. It
It's so
sucks.
No,
crazy.
dude, it's
It's
terrible.
chaotic. I love it.
Yeah, there are
Terrible,
good
bro.
chaotic jerseys. This isn't one of them. This is terrible. This is disgusting.
It's
This hurts my
overwhelming.
eyes.
It's overwhelmingly
Looks
bad.
like a dementia patient drew what they see in their dreams.
For real, like it's awful. Truly.
I
It
don't
looks
know
like-
why I like it.
Yeah, let's skip
It's
this
just
one.
it's
Let's go to the
amazing.
next one. No, fuck that.
It's
I
like
remember
when
when
I'm bored
you
in
I
class.
remember when it came out and you were like, "Oh, I love that," and I was like, "Are you being sarcastic?" This
It
is
makes me
terrible.
think of like
And
in-class
everyone else
board.
agreed that it was awful.
Yeah, I think of like in-class board, and I grab like a purple and like a whatever that green is colored pencil, and I'm just like with both
It's like
of
a
them.
money green.
It's not money green.
Yeah.
You can keep saying that, but it's still going to be wrong.
That's funny green. That is not money green.
So I will. I'll go ahead and give my number one here.
If you
My
type
number
in money
one-
on Google, it's the same color.
My number one is the St. Louis Blues reverse retro jersey.
That is a good one.
It's so good. This is the epitome of a perfect hockey jersey to me. There's a lot going on in that the striping is different on different parts of the jersey, and that it's tilted at an angle, and there's the number font is kind of weird, but it just I love the color combination. There's another jersey with this color combination that I really like and considered for my list, which is the San Francisco Warriors jerseys that they've been wearing as a throwback.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
would
I
have
know.
included that
It's-
exact same colorway 3 times if you would have, because that's the same. They have the same colors as the Astros.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I guess.
They're
But
very
it's like,
similar.
I mean, this is more red, yellow, blue and that one's a lot more orange. The Astros is, but this is just perfect to me.
It looks
This
like
is
like
a
music.
perfect
It
jersey.
looks like music.
I'm
Yeah.
not like a hockey fan
This
at all,
is-
but like I like them very much. Like compared to other hockey jerseys I've seen, they're very, very clean. The colors
It
are
just
just
looks right.
yeah, the colors just blend so well for no reason. Like they don't look like they should blend well. Like if you set all
No.
three of the colors like side by side, I wouldn't think anything of it. But like put them all together on one jersey and it's very, very clean.
I think that what makes it work so well is the 4 yellow lines in the red,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
I think that breaks up the red enough that it allows a clean transition from one to the other for the eye that just makes it look right. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I love
No.
it.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
It sounds like they're kind of like pinstripes to me.
Don't try me with that. You won't convince me I like pinstripes. I hate them.
I'm getting pinstripe vibes.
All
Me
right,
too,
Greg.
bro.
Or sorry, no, Luke, you're next. My bad.
All right. My favorite jersey in all of football, my favorite logo in all of football is the Dolphins retro Aqua jersey. Just the Aqua jersey with the orange outlier on the colors, and then you got the nice socks, the like nice Aqua socks with the old school orange stripes, and then going to the logo on the helmet. I love this logo so much. The dolphin with the helmet and the orange circle around it. It's the best logo in all of football history, in my opinion.
I'd say it's
No, it speaks for itself.
it's top 2 logos in sports to me. There's
I
one
got
logo
this-
I like better than it in all of sports, but it's close.
Yeah, I got this logo and the Vancouver Grizzlies bear as like my top logos of all time. They're so like beautiful to the eye. And then I see these jerseys, and don't quote me because I'm pretty sure they were wearing these jerseys when it happened, but it just reminds me of the Miami Miracle, which is such like a classic play. They were wearing these for the Miami Miracle,
I believe
right?
that they were. I
Yeah.
believe they were.
So it
In my
just
head,
makes
they
me,
were.
yeah, because like it just reminds me of that like classic play that you see on like all time best plays of all time list, and so it's just very like nostalgic for me. It makes me think of like old school Dolphins, which not the most prestigious fan base in the NFL and not the most prestigious team, but like it just makes me think of like old school Dolphins football. It makes me think of Fitzpatrick too, which Fitzpatrick's an icon, so gotta love it.
You owe
Yeah,
a
for
beard,
sure.
dude.
He's weird, but he's awesome.
All right, Greg, hit us with it.
My number one was the UNC ones. That's the football jerseys. It kind of has the same thing going on that you guys said about the 49ers. But I think they have better helmets, and then I think it makes for better Instagrams. That photo I sent you, if it doesn't get included, I'm telling you, it will sway everyone to that these might be the best jerseys of all time.
It does have the same
just
really
so
good drop
clean.
shadow that the 49ers do.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
also, I do really like the double, like the way that the black, or not black, the navy allows the transition to the white on the center striping of the helmet. Looks really good.
Oh yeah.
It's
I don't think they
really
could have done it
clean.
better. It's like perfect.
Yeah.
I kind of
And
agree,
it's Jordan.
actually.
It's Jordan. It's Jordan. So you're gonna be. What would you rather wear?
Yeah.
Though?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then UNC is like one of the best colors of all time. It's personally my favorite color. Like every time I see a Jordan shoe, I always want the UNC colorway. Like the UNC 1's beautiful. The UNC 3's beautiful. Every single shoe that has a UNC colorway is like top tier for me. And like it adds that
Right.
I've always
And the
been like
gloves.
a UNC
The gloves
fan.
are cool.
Yeah. And so like
We talked about
I like
accessories with the helmets, the gloves.
yeah.
All right. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or a rating. It helps us get recommended to more people. We post new episodes every Saturday on podcasting apps and Sundays on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please comment down below your favorite jerseys, and what we got wrong, and how you felt about our lists. So check us out again, and thank you.